Hey everyone, what's up? So everyone's catching wind of the news from Mike Cappinger. Um, I saw a bunch of people come out with videos wondering if this thing's for real. Mike's pump faked us before. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the wording of it, it says that they've agreed to a fight, and it lists some details. Um, you know, we've seen this before from Mike Cappinger, but Terrence Crawford himself on his Twitter and on his Instagram posts this picture of him basically having a shark impaled by a trident. So, I don't know if this thing is real or not, but for a lot of fans, especially the Spence PVC crew, this is going to be basically the beginning of the end. This is D-Day for you guys. Your narrative has been focused on internet business that none of you even know what you're talking about. Even in the comments section, some of these channels I've been watching, same typical Spence fans, still trying to keep it business oriented. If this becomes a reality, we no longer talk business. We talk styles, matchup, skills, all that type of stuff. And that's a conversation that a lot of these Spence fans are not going to want to face, If this is the real deal, we will re-upload our old content, our old film studies. I will warn you right now that I curse a lot in those videos and things like that, but I think they still hold up today, and they will still point out the fighter's weaknesses and strengths and things like that. I still stand on what I said originally. This fight is going to be anticlimactic. Spence is a boardroom fighter. He was built. These guys, they planned and plotted out his career from the beginning. Spence himself told Terrence Crawford what he's going to do, and that's exactly what he did. That was him being the mouthpiece of Al. Al and them weren't even saying Terrence Crawford's name. They were talking about Mickey Garcia, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman. You start hearing rumors about Keith Thurman at 154 pounds, but it's pretty evident, at least to me, because I know it even got leaked that his father did not want him to fight Terrence Crawford. I don't think his girlfriend wanted him to, or wife now wanted him to fight Terrence Crawford. There were dudes that were part of that gym that said that these guys, they don't even want to talk about Terrence Crawford in the gym and things like that. It's good that they're finally making this fight now, but it's been 5 or 6 years past the point. I'm still excited. I'm still going to give my money away for this fight. I'm still going to support the fight. From this era, Terrence Crawford is definitely my favorite fighter. He was born in the 80s. A lot of the old school fighters like Oscar Tarver, Roy Jones, even Floyd Mayweather lets it slip who they have in this fight and their admiration for Terrence Crawford. This new era, again, this fake it till you make it era, I never really thrived on these guys. Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, they all come from that same school and background. Gervonta Tank Davis, same deal. You haven't even done what a Devin Haney did. You want to talk crap about Haney, but Floyd Mayweather and Ellerby, they're not going to put you in the ring with Haney anytime soon, unless you do what you did to Ryan Garcia, which is, have him on a rehydration clause and that type of stuff. And even then, you guys will still be gun shy on the trigger on that fight. But, this is the beginning of the end for a lot of you Spence fans. That's just the reality of it. Again, what are we going to do? You guys did this with Porter and everybody else. You claim we're talking about prominent guys, that have very big channels on YouTube. We're predicting Sean Porter to win. Guys whose channels easily dwarf mine. I mean, that's not saying much. We started off where we'd get the 3, 4, 5 views per video. We did reach an impetus when we were doing the film studies and things like that, where I was getting a lot of views and watch time hours and things like that on my channel. But this is the truth now. The truth is on the line. And, this fake business talk on the internet is not going to assist or help Spence at all, guys. Al Hammond, PBC, I've been wanting to make a video on the Ponzi scheme of PBC. When you got Deontay Wilder complaining about getting paid, you know something is wrong with that. And we told you guys from a long time ago there was something funny about the money over at PBC. You look at some of the lawsuits and things that they're a part of, ticket scalping schemes, you know what I'm saying? Dudes that assisted him and they didn't even want to pay this dude that was assisting him with this scheme. It's some pretty goofy stuff. They're fighters. Again, they live in mansions, but they get caught up in your local sports bar for not being able to pay just like a couple $1,000 tab. This leads to a misdemeanor charge and things like that. Of course, we heard Adrian Broner and all that. I'm so surprised that for the most part, especially on Team Errol Spence, you guys sat here and you tried to focus on make-believe phantom business. But we all know what the truth is, you know, and we all know how this is going to end. You know, Terrence Crawford, for being a guy who gets knockouts, he definitely establishes himself first. And like I said, he methodically gets to that point of the knockout. You know, he formulates, crafts a plan, and he's not like Lomachenko. A lot of people believe he is a slow starter. I think it's kind of deceptive. He's able to make adjustments pretty quick and on the fly. I've seen it in plenty of fights. The early rounds will be Spence's best chance, but we're going to tell you right now, that volume punching, that little mindless volume punching, you're not going to get 800, 900, 1,000 punch Errol Spence this fight, guys. It's a different dynamic. Styles make fights. You ain't fighting Sean Porter again, another guy who throws 700, 800, 900 non-impactful punches. Terrence Crawford is a one-shot, one-kill type fighter. Again, his punches have meaning behind them. You know, they have a purpose. And that purpose, again, Crawford has said it himself, you don't get paid for overtime. He's not going to sit there and just throw punches with you just to throw punches. And I notice a lot of fighters in the PBC, even their heavyweights, you know, they're over here breaking records for throwing the most punches in a fight and that type of deal. That's not Terrence Crawford's game plan, and that never was the game plan of boxing back in the day. It was a hurt business, guys. And Terrence Crawford is a fighter that is in the hurt business. Errol Spence, he's hurt some fighters. We can get into more detail about that. You know, in my personal opinion, he's followed the work of another man before he's ever hurt someone. You know, people say he's going to break his eye and all this nonsense, but you'll see with the Kell Brook fight, you're fighting a guy coming off a loss, moving down 2 weight classes, already had facial reconstruction surgery. You know, it's common knowledge for people with common sense that if you break someone's face and that side has to heal or whatever else, it's more liable to get your face broken again. And I believe that's exactly what happened with Errol Spence. Even with the Ugas thing, when you look at the Manny fight, I again feel that he followed the work of another man. Although Manny Pacquiao lost to Ugas, Ugas was really beat up in that fight. His face was all jacked up. So again, I think you were following the work of another man. Another thing I don't like about PBC fighters is they fight like they have silent agreements. And again, it's cool watching guys throw hundreds of punches at each other. You'll be lucky to see a knockdown. Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and vice versa. All these guys, they fought each other. There wasn't really any real fireworks. Sean Porter did get, his glove did touch the canvas versus Errol Spence in their fight. But you look at that fight, you know, you look at the number of punches both guys landed on each other, there should be some more drama to that. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford, again, this is one shot, one kill, plus his punches are definitely impactful. Again, he has the ability to time, to anticipate where his opponent's head's going to be when they try to move, when they're trying to make defensive movements and things like that. Spence, again, his only defensive maneuvering is a step back, you know, and we've seen in his past couple of fights is that step back starts to get a little tired towards the end of the fight. He starts getting caught more. In the Ugas fight, he got caught early, although he did get hurt by a body punch, I believe, maybe mid-fight. But that step back in the Danny Garcia fight, Danny was able to catch him in the later rounds of the fight, you understand? And he did the same thing again. I guess he thought his teeth got knocked out. That's his excuse. But we've seen that he's even done this early in his career when he's got hit, mouthpiece falls out and everything. And this is before the car wreck. And it's against very poor opposition, you understand? Again, this is the moment of truth. This is the beginning and for you guys. I know a lot of these channels, you can save face on the internet for as long as you want. But at the end of the day, we all knew what was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? When you got a whole group of people trying to protect a fighter, I see there's an issue wrong with that. That means you don't believe the guy that you're acting like you support on the internet. Again, people with the pseudo business talk on the internet, you guys are trying to give business advice to a millionaire, you understand, a guy who managed to make it to the silver screen, a guy who's managed to make it in a couple video games. We just got to be real about the situation. Your guy, Errol Spence, Big Fish, that guy hasn't done that yet. The most Errol Spence has done is become backup dancer on Instagram. That's all I see this dude do. He's in the club, whether he's with his eye patch in the club, whatever else. He's dancing for Yellow Beezy. That's all Spence has made it to, guys. So I don't understand this Big Fish talk. Plus, you haven't even got a guaranteed purse that Sean Porter got when he fought Terrence Crawford. And what's crazy about this is you're getting your biggest payday again because you're fighting Terrence Crawford, according, if we are to believe what's being reported. You're finally seeing your highest payday, you know what I'm saying? And Terrence Crawford's already accomplished that before you. So again, I think we can put a nail in the coffin on the business talk if this is a reality. It's the beginning of the end, guys. It's over with. Leonard Thomas and all you dudes, these dudes that really just, you know, wave their pom-poms for PBC and they want to believe that Al Heyman is like this great promoter or whatever else, although I understand he's an advisor. But very mediocre results, very mediocre fighters, I think, that are highly overrated. Again, this is an anticlimactic fight. We've already given you our prediction. We will be uploading our film studies and things like that. Again, we curse like a sailor in those videos, guys. So some of you may not like that, but again, I think they definitely stand firm and still hold true to today. And they're gonna easily point out these guys' strengths and weaknesses. A lot of you Spence fans, my last video on that subject, a lot of you were butthurt. It's cool, I get it. You guys really love Errol Spence. I get it. You really love that character, but that, you know, like I said, man, this is pretty much good times. They can go ahead and have my money. That's fine. I'm finally, just like Lomachenko last weekend, this past weekend, you know, I can't wait to see another butthurt fan base. You know what I'm saying? You don't build a guy off of matchmaking and just overrating him. Again, Errol Spence was never a pound-for-pound fighter, in my opinion, especially a top 5, especially when you're beating a guy moving up 2 weight classes, was never even fought the welterweight division, never proved himself at the welterweight division. You know, again, you ain't fighting little Mickey, a dude that you landed 350 punches on. You didn't break his eye, you know what I'm saying? You put up Fight Night champion fight stats on this dude's face. And again, I didn't see Mickey hurt or anything at all. Like I said, cheap parlor tricks, they're not going to work in this fight. You fans, you ain't going to be able to go in there and help Errol Spence when they climb into that ring. You know, Derek James, again, boxing's a sport where you can fell up, and Derek James is definitely an example of that. Again, it's smoke and mirrors today. A lot of it's matchmaking. A lot of it is calculated risk and things like that. A lot of times these fighters in Errol Spence position, like the Sean Porter fight, for example, Errol Spence was like a huge favorite to win that fight. But I remember catching crap back in the day when I was telling people this is a 50-50 fight. Errol Spence isn't who you guys think he is. I ended up being correct. Those people that were talking crap to me, you know, some of them were honest enough to tell me that I was right, but the others, they still believe in this lie that You know, Errol Spence fought Sean Porter's fight. Although Errol Spence definitely tried to establish a jab in the first few rounds, he was not able to establish that, and that's why he had to fight the way he did. I think you guys are definitely discrediting Sean Porter. Your jab's never been what people claim it is. Your jab actually gets you countered a lot. And like I said, we'll be dropping these film studies that we worked on, that we were dropping when we were pump fake back in the day. You guys will get to see for yourselves, you know. But again, I just can't wait. I know I was talking in the live chat in Mark Nash's video, but Derek James may become, you know, the fall guy. He might be the guy who these fans are going to claim slipped something in Errol Spence's water or something. You know, I see Derek James in a highly dangerous position during this fight. People are going to wonder what's the game plan. They might throw each other under the bus. Maybe he'll say that Errol Spence wasn't training hard or something. I can only imagine the excuses and the conspiracies that are going to come from this fight. But we told you here first, it's going to be anticlimactic. Remember that. Just like I told you guys, Sean Porter wouldn't even be able to do what a Mean Machine did. I put Errol Spence in that same category. It's just styles make fights, and that unconscious, mindless volume style that these guys like to do, you know, Terrence Crawford's going to eat that up, guys. Again, when Errol Spence gets countered, or when he takes that power and gets a real punch landed on him, again, you ain't going to get 700, 800, 900 punch Errol Spence. That guy's not going to show up to the fight. Just like we told you, you ain't going to get Gung Ho Porter. You will see that when you watch the film studies. Some of you may be confused as to why I'm referencing Manny Pacquiao. Again, I got pump fake twice trying to make film studies for this dude. You know, he had to pull out the Manny Pacquiao fight, you know. And, of course, he was starting to say Terrence Crawford's name, and Terrence Crawford is definitely next, and this and that. But they were just trying to use Terrence Crawford's name to sell that Ugas fight. You know what I'm saying? When they pump faked us back then. But we already put in the work. We already got this stuff done, you know, so we might as well re-upload it, let people watch it. And again, they're going to be highly offensive. Again, back in the day, I used to curse like a sailor, guys. So you got a forewarning, but we will be dropping those, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye.